Hi, everyone. It's Lauren. Welcome back to another episode of Drink Smarter, Not Harder. I'm one of your hosts, and as you can probably tell from the title, we are missing a very important piece of the puzzle here. Mr. Dom is not with us today, sadly. He's actually at home, and our schedules are totally flip-flopped right now. He is coming back to LA today, and I leave to go home tomorrow for a week. So our schedules are just kind of all out of whack. And in order to, keep the podcast dream alive, I had this idea for a solo show. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? We're not going to do this all the time because this shit is weird doing it by yourself. I have no idea how I did this in the beginning of COVID. I've had to, full disclosure, this is the third time I'm trying to film this because the first two I was like 6 minutes in and I was like, what the fuck are you saying, Lauren? You make no sense. So this is one of those moments where I just could not be more grateful to be doing this alongside Dom. It's so fun doing it with him and he brings so much, and I feel like I'm able to kind of build off what he's saying very easily. So Dom, if you're listening, I hope you are. I miss you, and I'm excited for us to get back in the studio, aka my apartment, and film another episode together, which we might not have one next week. So I know we're kind of all over the road right now, but thank you guys for hanging in there with us. And I know most of you are like, Drink Smarter Not Harder is basically a Dom fan club. Like, let's say it how it is. It's crazy. All the comments and follows and all that, a lot of them are Dom's people, which thank you guys. So I hope you still listen to this episode, even though, your main star of the show is not here. But as I think I was kind of talking about, I had this idea for solo shows. Basically when a big moment happens or there's something that one of us really wants to talk a lot about, we kind of have the opportunity to do it via a solo show. We're not going to do these very often, but every now and again, I think they might be kind of fun. I don't know. So far, this is really weird, and I just feel like I'm talking to myself and I'm not making a lot of sense since it's just me. But alas, we're going to try to get through this here because the solo show kind of idea was from what I'm going to do for you guys today. As we all know, when this episode is coming out, it will officially be October, which I have not shut the fuck up about the fact that it is now my birthday month, even though I'm filming this on September 30th. But as we've covered just time and time again, Lauren is a big fan of the birthdays. I get very reflective this time of year. I don't know, kind of looking back at the past year and how much I've grown and what's changed and all of that stuff. And when college was ending, I actually did this little thing on TikTok where I wrote a letter to my freshman year self. And honestly, that video and idea that I had then is inspiring what I'm doing now. Today, I put together a little list for you guys of 22 things that I learned in almost 22 years. Now, some of you listening right now are probably like, oh my God, I'm not in the mood for a fucking Dr. Oz special. I hear you, okay? I'm a very kind of kumbaya person in this way. If you talk to any one of our friends, you'll know that I'm definitely the emotional person of the friend group. I tend to cry whether I'm intoxicated or not. We could be watching, the cheesiest show on TV and you look over and Lauren's just fully tearing up. Or it could just be that I'm so excited that my Chipotle's got here. I am an emotional person. But with that, I really love celebrations. And when these big life events have been happening, I kind of love gathering people around and I don't know, just reflecting and reminiscing. I think I enjoy it a lot, and I know maybe not everyone else does, but I honestly think it's good for the soul to have every now and again. I made all of our friends sit around a campfire. I kid you not, the last week of college. And I was like, okay, every single one of you, we're going to go around and say what we love about every person in this circle. And I just think it's really important. And I love showing love and admiration for my friends. And I know sometimes not everyone does it as often as they should. So I think moments like birthdays are a great opportunity to do that. And my mom kind of started the tradition for me, honestly. When I was younger, we'd always go around the table at birthday parties and dinners and say just our favorite memory or kind of favorite thing about the person. And it just always, it made me feel very special. It always made me excited to talk about someone I loved and like think about memories in that way. And again, I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but alas, I'm going to shut up about birthdays and move on to my list. So I put together this list and it's kind of all over the road. I've tweaked it a bunch. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. But it's just a hodgepodge of ideas and things I've learned, but also things I hope that I do and almost kind of advice for my future self. I think one of the coolest things about this podcast is that when Dom and I are like 55 years old, we're going to be able to listen and watch back. And it it captures so well like this specific moment in time. I was like a wannabe YouTube vlogger when I was like, I don't know, 12 years old, honestly, all through my teenage years. I've fully made videos in college too. Who am I kidding? That YouTube stardom never really took off after the L-Star career. I tried a second act, if you will, and that failed. So here we are, 22 on our third attempt. But where was I even going with that? I look back on, vlogs I made in high school or when I was a lot younger, and it's just, I love that I get to watch it and appreciate it and just know and see exactly where I was. And yeah, I just think it's a cool little time capsule and moment in time. So I know some of you are probably like, oh my God, yikes, I don't want to listen to this episode. But I hope you do, because I put some time into this list. And although Dom isn't here, and I'm actually not even drinking, I'm literally just drinking water. Like, it feels wrong to be sitting on this couch recording and be drinking something without Dom. So we just have the hydro flask on it right here. But without any further ado, I want to just go through this list. They're kind of just in bullet points, so I'm kind of going to explain the points if needed. They're pretty straightforward. So this isn't going to be too long of an episode, but I'm really excited to share these with you guys. And to kick off the birthday month, I'm totally going to title this something just making fun of myself that I'm already doing an episode on it. Like, it's a little ridiculous. I'm sure those of you that don't know me personally are like, good God, this girl sounds like a fucking piece of work. But, you can come down for my birthday and celebrate, and maybe you'll be like, oh, she's a good time. So without any further ado, I'm going to get started on the 22 things I learned in my almost 22 years. This isn't everything. I literally was driving home this morning from my workout class, like, ah, damn it, I need to put this in there, but sometimes it's hard to put in the words. So anyways, point number 1, hug those you love and tell them I love you. Straightforward, to the point, but it's so important. Everyone deserves to be shown love. And if you can hug your people, you should. No further explanation needed. All right, number 2, thank your parents or those that helped you get to where you are. I think graduating college and college in general just really opened my eyes and made me realize to how lucky I was to have my parents and the support system I had, and my grandparents and my brother and my friends and just my community that I grew up in. I think you get almost a little bit more nostalgic when you leave home of just seeing all that your parents did for you and how they helped you. See, literally, like, I swear I might cry in this episode. Oh my God. We're on point number 2 and the tears are already coming out. No, but I just think it's important, and I will never be able to express fully how grateful I am to my parents, but I'm going to try, because they have just put me in a position where I can do things I love and that I'm passionate about, and they've always encouraged me to go for my dreams, which I know sounds cheesy, but they were always just supporters and believers in whatever it is that we wanted to do and who we wanted to be. A random example of that, I don't know why I thought of this, but my mom is like, she's the biggest like yes man there is. Like, you're like, Mom, I want to do this, and she's like, yes, let's do it. When I was in 5th grade, I wanted to be Lady Gaga for Halloween, or maybe it was 6th grade. Besides the point. And this was right around when Lady Gaga wore a meat dress, like a straight up meat dress to the, I don't know, the VMAs, something like that. I was like, Mom, I think I want to be that. You know, looking back, if my kid down the line came up to me and said that, I'd be like, you know, maybe we want to look at plan B. But alas, my mom was like, great, let's go to the fabric store and make you, like, we literally like cut out like T-bone steaks out of felt fabric and glued them all together and safety pinned them. And I was Lady Gaga, and I wore it to school and wrote "Born This Way" on my back in lipstick. And my teacher was vegan, which is just like the cherry on top of it all. Long story short, that was a total random anecdote. But I love you, Mom, and all those that helped me get to where I am. You should tell your support system that you love them. And if you didn't really have a strong support system, if you did it yourself, well, then give yourself a lot of credit, because that is not easy. Okay, number 3 is you will never have this moment again. This is honestly more advice for myself, because I really struggle with this, especially senior year. And now the times that we get to see our friends are just a little bit more rare and aren't as frequent. I'm always like, oh, this is so sad that you're leaving, or I only get to see you for this weekend, or whatever. I get very wrapped up in the expiration date and when things are going to end. And something I'm really just trying to do is reminding myself that, like, Lauren, you're never going to be this age with these people in this place again. So don't think about the goodbyes and when it's going to end. Just be present with the people that you love and the circumstances that you're in. And yeah, that's number 3. Okay, number 4. Chapters of your life evolve into stories, and stories don't go on forever. Just because you had to write the last chapter of one doesn't mean you can't write the first chapter of the next. I feel like that's pretty straightforward, and I know the cheese factor is high. This is cheesy. But again, I think that kind of relates to point number 3, that I get so into the story and so into the characters and so emotionally invested. It's hard for me to let go sometimes, but especially at this point in my life, a lot of times you gotta start fresh and start new with a new story. Number 5, own your strengths and do the exact same to your weaknesses. Be aware of them. I just think this is really important, and the older I've gotten, me sounding like I'm like 65, the older I've gotten in my ripe age of 22, I've just come to realize that you can't be good at everything. You can't be perfect at everything. You're not always going to know what to do or how to do it. Just know the areas that you lack and own them a little bit and work at improving them and at least acknowledge them. Yeah, it's kind of vague, but I don't know if I'm like, for example, I've always been just shit at math, just really bad. And this is kind of a random example because I'm talking more about like characteristics versus actual skills. But when I was in high school and junior high, I always just felt really stupid, for lack of a better term, in math, because I didn't have the best teachers, and my friends always seemed to get it and I didn't, and it was just this kind of constant struggle. And I went to tutoring and so on and so forth. When I got to college and I had to take one math class, I never, ever did my homework without the math peer tutors, because I was just like, I'm not good at this. I know I'm not good at this. So let me use and allocate all the resources I can to just get better at this, but also not make myself feel like shit in the process. So, alas, own your strengths and do the exact same to your weaknesses. Yeah, and know what you're good at and own that. Going off of kind of the same thing, I don't know why I'm thinking of like high school and applying to colleges, but I'll never forget applying to colleges and everyone having this like thing or sport or trait or story that they were like so good at and owned. Like I, was a competitive athlete. I was a swimmer. I was a good swimmer, but I wasn't the best. I was a okay student. I wasn't flunking out, but I was never super duper smart, never really excelled. I would join things. It was just always kind of like I didn't really have a thing. But I wrote I don't know why I'm talking about college essays, but season of reflection over here. As I think I shared in one of the episodes, my life motto, again, cheesy factor. This whole episode is just cheesy alert, so just you've been warned. But my life motto is show up and add value. And I wrote an essay on how I've never really been the best at one thing, but what I know that I will always do is show up. I will always put myself in a position to be around others, and you can always count on me being there. And I'm going to do my very best to add value to the situation, even if it's just saying hi to someone, making someone feel included, talking to someone who looks like they are kind of, a little bit out of the group, just showing up and adding value where I can. And that was kind of my thing. So it's your strengths don't have to be like, oh, well, I'm the smartest. Oh, or I'm the most athletic. I don't know why this is turning into a TED Talk, but I feel like I really beat myself up for a lot of years in just always trying to find my thing. And now I'm comfortable with like, I want to show up and make other people feel better and make them included. And that in turn fills me up personally. This is like a therapy hour. This is Lauren does her own therapy or tries to for 30 minutes straight. Good Lord, people, strap in. Okay, let's move a little quicker here. Number 6, no one's going to do it for you. You have to want it for yourself. I really believe that is true, especially when you get to college and even in high school. You just have to become an advocate for yourself and applying to jobs and all that. You have to be, eager, and yeah, it can be hard sometimes, but you have to want it for you. Number 7, this one's funny. Growing up is really fucking weird. I hope you give yourself grace, not too much pressure, and learn as you go. This is one that I did add actually this morning when I was driving back in the car for my workout this morning, because I was thinking about it. I was like, I am 21, almost 22, and it's just crazy. Life moves so quickly. All of a sudden, you're in college, and you have to get jobs, and you have to figure this out, and you have to apply for this, and then you have a job, and you have to find an apartment, and you have to find a new doctor, and taxes, and what is happening. It's a lot, and it's weird, and it happens slow, but at the same time, I feel like it happens so fast. So I personally just put a lot of pressure on myself to always feel like I need to fucking figure everything out at every phase and know what I'm doing and have all the answers, and just give yourself a little bit of grace sometimes. And I think pressure is good, and I think I'm very lucky to say that our friend group, I'm speaking as though Dom is here with me, but our friend group, they're really highly motivated individuals, which I think helps me because I watch them go after what they're doing and know what they want to do and have really ambitious goals, which is awesome. But yeah, I don't know. Give yourself grace. And I don't care what phase of life you're in. If you're 22, you're 35, you're 78, doesn't matter. Give yourself grace because you're always growing up, right? Alas. Okay, next point here. Sorry, my computer's kind of far away. So this is I feel like I'm at the eye doctor right now. Also, if you're watching, this is cracking me up because the shirt I'm wearing is actually the same shade as my couch. So I look like a bit of a chameleon. Also need to sit up straight. Okay, next one. Number 8, never underestimate the impact you can have on someone older, younger, or just a peer. The best kind of explanation I can give for this one is, as I've mentioned, I was a tour guide in college. And I don't think there's a better feeling than when kids would come up to me. See, I'm literally going to start crying. No, I'm not. I'm not going to cry in my apartment by myself. There's no one else here. The neighbors are like, what is this girl doing? But when kids would come up to me and say, Lauren, I remember your tour. Your tour, you were the reason why I wanted to come to this school and because of how much you love it. And it just makes me emotional because that is just so absolutely fantastic and awesome. And it doesn't have to be in that scope. I get that not everyone wants to be a tour guide, but just being a mentor to someone or being nice to someone at work or even someone older, just making friends with the lady behind you in Trader Joe's. It just, you never know what someone's going through, and you never know at what, phase of someone's life they're in. So it's just really amazing when you can see that happen, or when you are able to have an impact on someone else, that's just, never underestimate it, because also on the receiving end, there's no better feeling. Number 9, say yes to every opportunity you can. Try it all. I just believe that for everything. If someone is like, you want to try this, you want to come to this, you want to whatever, as long as you're comfortable and up for it, you should give it a go. Whether it's going and trying a new restaurant, a new job, a new whatever. I just think, why not? The worst thing that's going to happen is you're not going to like it, or you bit off more than you can chew and you move on. But at least you tried, because trying something and not liking it will be, in my book, forever better than constantly wondering, well, what if I had tried it? And yeah. Okay. I feel like I'm out of breath. I don't have Dom here to kind of pick up my slack when I'm down. How did I do this by myself? I'm really impressed by all the solo podcasters right now, because this is no joke, and I kind of feel like I'm going insane. Like I'm filming one of those Survivor tapes where they're like out in the woods for 47 days alone. Obviously, we're not quite there yet, but just filming myself for 21 minutes, I'm just like, what is happening? Alas. Okay, number 10. I love this one. Remember how scary starting college was and how much you miss it now. Life is simply a series of easing into new comfort zones. I hope you never stop pushing yourself out of one and onto the next. Yeah, I think I love that one. I vividly remember going to college and being like, oh my God, this is so weird. Am I going to like it? What is happening? And now looking back and just really wanting to do that. Oh my gosh, sorry. I'm looking out my window and my landlord is just watching me film. Okay. Hello, sir. Anyways, back to that point. Yeah, I just think it's so amazing when you do ease into that new comfort zone, and I truly believe that's where like the magic happens, is when you're able to get out of one and on to the next. So I hope, that's more of a note for me, I hope I continue to do that, and I don't just stay where I am now that college is over for forever and ever. I hope I don't know, maybe move to new places and try new jobs and new experiences, and I don't know. I'm just ready and open to try it all. Okay, number 11. The opinions of those that know you matter. Hold those high and focus on them. People have just a lot to say, always, about you, whether they know you or not. And that's always really shitty. And really only the people that you love and that you know matter. So that's it. I hope you hold those high and you focus on them. Number 12, save your money when you can. Not to sound like a financial expert, because Lord knows I'm not one. But when you can, you should, because there's always going to be like a trip or a big thing that comes up. And I'm always like, shit, should have saved a little bit more for this one. So when you can, save your money. Number 13. Chasing your dream doesn't have to be grand or big. Just make sure that it's yours. Yeah, I think this one was really inspired by our friends and just how focused they all are on exactly what they want to do. And how I think at this phase specifically, young 20s, some people are like, but am I doing the right thing? Or I don't know, or this sucks, or, you know, this is just so different than what I imagined. But I think it's so easy to compare what you're doing to what other people are doing. And although you can do that, but it's not really going to get you anywhere. And your goals and your dreams are so vastly different from those around you. So I just urge you to make sure that your dream and your goal is yours and not what your parents want you to do, not what your friends, not what your whatever. Make sure it's yours. And if you don't know what it is, that's fine too. You can just be doing a podcast and be trying to figure it out. All right, again, hard to see here. Number 14. Oh, this one's funny. This was a newer addition too. Just buy the thing you really want versus the one that's $20 cheaper. It'll last longer anyways. Oh my God, the amount of times I was, you know what? I'm going to get these like $25 sneakers from Amazon instead of just getting the actually cute Nike ones that are like $70. Sure, sometimes, you got to save, and maybe we aren't always in the position to splurge. However, if you've been thinking about this item for a while and you've been saving your money for it, or you got a bonus, you got a lot of tips on I don't know, whatever the case, just the amount of times that I've been like, no, you know what? I'm just going to get the TJ Maxx for whatever. I'll save the money. And half the time it's just like, okay, just wait maybe the extra time to save for it. This is such a random one, but I can just think of so many instances in which I was like, oh, I'm going to try to get I'm going to hack the system and get the cheaper thing. And then like, I hate it 6 months later, or it's breaking or whatever. And I'm like, God damn it. I just should have bought the, whatever. It's a random one, but it's definitely advice that I've picked up. Okay. Number 15. You move on from heartbreak. It feels really big right now, but it won't always. I don't know. Just to younger Lauren, like 15-year-old Lauren, just Lauren throughout the years. Boys will be boys, shit happens. And there's so many moments, and for friends too. And yeah, there's just moments and things that happen that feel like your whole world is just sad, and it's just crumbling, and it's like you just don't know what to do. And it'll feel big for a few days or a little bit, but the size gets a lot smaller and you start to care less. And it's okay. This is advice for younger me, but also advice for, older me. That's something I need to take with me. What's next? 16. Relationships are hard and continuously require more effort. I hope you prioritize those in your life that make you happy. Yeah, this one, so true. I mean, leaving for college, my best friend is long distance, Savannah. She's my best friend in the entire world. She's my person, and I haven't lived in the same city as her for 5 years now. And I only see her a few times a year. It's weird, but I still feel just as close to her because we'll find time to go talk on the phone for like 2 hours and just catch up on life. And now that I'm graduated and a lot of my friends have moved away, it's really odd. Even the people that are still in the LA area, the effortlessness of college, you really just don't realize how present it is until you don't have it anymore. Being shoved in a house with 5, 6, 7 other people and being blocks away from just the same of all your best friends. Everyone is close in your bubble, and it's just bizarre when that goes away. But I'm trying. Could probably be trying more, but I'm trying to really make sure I still maintain those relationships and foster those relationships, because I think it's so very important. And the last thing I would ever want to do is lose those that I love just because of lack of effort. And I know it's hard, and I know we're all busy. I know, but I've said this before and I'll say it again, but like my friends are the reason why I'm happy, and they fill me up a lot. So I need to keep them around. Sorry, you guys. You're stuck with me. More Kumbaya birthday sessions to come. Number 17. Go to every concert you can. My God. Sometimes I'll be like, I don't know if I'm going to go. I don't know if I'm going to do this. I debated going to Stagecoach with like my 3 best friends, 3 of my roommates at the end of senior year. I debated not going. Actually, so much so that they all got tickets. And I didn't. And I woke up in the morning and I said, Lauren, what the fuck are you doing? And I messaged people on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist. I messaged probably about 150 people. And I met up with a strange man in a Ralph's parking lot and got a wristband. Did I know if it was going to work walking into that festival? Wasn't sure. It was a fucking shot in the dark. But I'll be damned, when I put my wrist on the thing and it lit up green, I was like, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, hallelujah. It is a good day. I digress. Just go. There's just nothing better than live music, and there's ways to get cheap tickets. And especially after COVID, that shit just makes you feel so alive. There's nothing better than singing the words to one of your favorite songs. Like, I debated going to John Mayer in the spring. you guys, am I okay? I don't know. It's weird because they're my favorite thing in the world. But when the time comes, I'm like, should I? And then I'm always like, yeah, why did I even debate? I don't know. Go to every concert you can. I hope I never stop doing that. Also inspired by my mom. She still goes to concerts all the time and pushes me to go to them even when I'm tired or whatever. She, I'm really thankful for her for that because she always made it happen. Oh my God, my neighbors are walking out and they're seeing me doing this. This feels like way more embarrassing, people walking by seeing me do this, and it's just me because they're like probably like, what is this girl doing? I'm avoiding eye contact if you're looking in the video right now. Okay. Next comment here. Also, they probably heard me say that because the doors here on our apartments are like paper. So fun. Alas. Okay. Number 18, you don't, this is so just advice for Lauren all the time. This isn't shit I've learned. If I learned this, I wouldn't be, this is, you don't need one more drink. But with that, everyone else is probably having some form of anxiety too. Take a breath. You're okay. Yeah, it's ironic that I'm saying this because on Monday I was having some of the worst anxiety ever. So, this is more advice for maybe future me. I'd like to say I've learned this, but am I practicing what I'm preaching? I'm not sure. I'm not 100% positive there. So I'm just going to leave that one at bay. Maybe one day I'll be able to come on here and really let you know how that is to not have anxiety. Alas, the time is not now. Okay, number 19. Oh, I love this one. I'm saying these as though I'm reading them and I didn't write them. Like, what, Lauren? Number 19. Spend money on experiences, not things, and be generous when you're able. Again, this is definitely something that my mom and my dad taught me. They will go big for parties and trips and concerts. We're not anything wild, but then, my dad will buy the on sale Yeti, the pink salmon color, because the gray is $60 more. Like, they don't really ball out on a lot of stuff, but I'll tell you, birthday parties, like we talked about my 21st, how we did the open bar, like I'm so grateful that they prioritized that. And my grandparents, Granny and Bobo, were the same way. They love doing a big party and a big event and creating memories for our family and people that we love, and also and our friends. And I think that's like my dream, is like I just want to buy like a bed and breakfast and turn it into like this giant compound where I can text all my friends and be like, you guys, surprise, you're moving in and you're all gonna live with me, and I'm gonna throw these big parties for us, and it's okay, the property's paid for. I've bought it, and now we can just all have fun together. So I'm just really grateful that they always prioritize that, because I feel as though spending the money on the experiences is always going to be more valuable to me. And then be generous when you're able. Tip a whole bunch if you can. And just be generous, cover the tab. Again, if you're able. I know there's, life fluctuates and shit happens and not everyone's in a position where they can do that, but I would love to get to a position where I'm just always able to be very generous to everyone, but mainly to the people that I love and that are in my life. Okay, next. Number 20, never underestimate a thank you card, thoughtful birthday text. Those are things people take with them for the rest of their life. It's just the best, getting those texts or calls. Not even, I know I'm a one-trick pony with the birthday, but not even just birthdays, just texts in general. Like, sometimes if someone texts you, hey, I was thinking about you, or hey, you mean so much to me as a friend. Like, there's nothing better. There's nothing better than hearing from a friend and just them letting someone know that you love them. Like, the next time you think about your friend and you're like, hey, like, I was just thinking about this memory, like, I miss you, like, can't wait to see you when you're back, or whatever. That just means so much. I have to give a shout out to Ben Brookbanks. I don't know if he's listening, but sometimes he went to LMU. That's where I met him, and he's currently a senior. So he's still at school. And sometimes he'll just like send me a voice memo, or like we now call them like late night thoughts. And he'll be like coming back from a party or doing stuff within his fraternity or whatever, and just sends me a message at like 1, 2 in the morning, just like, hey, coming back from this, I was just thinking of you, thinking of XYZ. And it's quite literally the best thing to wake up to and just take a walk down memory lane. And yeah, love you, Ben. Those make my day. All right. Next, number 21. The only person that makes your world go round is you. I had this weird philosophical conversation with Ella last year, one of my roommates. And it was about when people say you make my world go round. Now, do I have any like actual beef with the saying, or when people say that? Absolutely not. I think it's so cute, you know? You have someone, and I've said it before about my best friend Savannah. I'm like, you make my world go round. My parents, all that. But I guess how I like to look at it after I had this conversation is the only person who can do that is you. And I don't know, you should learn how to make your world go round as just you and what makes you happy and taking care of yourself to the best of your ability. Everyone else that you include in your world should make it brighter and better. And, you know, going around the world with them is better than doing it by yourself. But I don't know, this is like way philosophical, and this is just something that I actually included in my letter to my freshman year self. Yeah, I just think that's something I learned actually coming out of college is of course, I need my family. I need my friends. Absolutely. Like, I'm not saying I could just like go off and be fine without any of them. Absolutely not. I would just fold like a piece of paper. It'd be a mess. But learning how to be independent and learning how to do things for me and prioritizing me. Yeah, you make your world go round, not anyone else. Again, if you say that saying or that's your thing, no tea, no shade, all good. That's just, I don't know, a very philosophical look on a very basic saying. And number 22, never stop showing up and adding value. I hope you have so much fun doing it. Yeah, that's my life motto. Here I am. I'm going to start tearing up. I don't know, that saying just like, it's super cheesy. Like literally, I know all of my friends are laughing right now. We used to have this game in college where it would be like the who's most likely to, and we played it so many times we got sick of it because we like had the cards memorized. But one of them was like, who's most likely to have like a cheesy email or a cheesy what's it called, quote in their email signature, and I got it every single time. So I'm just laughing because all you guys are like, oh my god, Lauren. Of course. But no, it means a lot to me, and it's just kind of like my thing. It's the one thing I think I can be kind of good at. I gave a speech at my high school graduation literally on that saying and how much it means to me. And I hope I continue to have fun and advice, and for my younger self, future self, and for everyone, just have fun when you can. It really is. Life moves fast. I saw a quote once that's like, the days are long, but the years are short. Maybe that was for like parents, Lamau, of like young kids, but it really is true. It goes by quick, and I'm lucky to say that I just have so many fun memories thus far. And those are my 22 things. For those of you that listened to the whole episode, thank you so much. I know it's not the same without Dom. I know. I hear it too. I miss him. It's hard talking to yourself for 39 minutes straight. I'm sweating. I'm stressed. And I look like a chameleon in this damn couch. But thank you guys. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for listening. Happy October, bitches. The birthday month is officially here, and I won't fucking shut up about it. The next time we talk to you guys actually might be on my birthday, since we're going to have to take a little bit of a week hiatus due to us being in different areas of the state of California and us just not really wanting to do an episode on Zoom because it would just probably sound and look not ideal. But Dom, we miss you. Thank you for indulging me and letting me do a solo show. Again, we didn't kick him off. Don't worry, there wasn't a beef. There's no falling out on Drink Smarter, Not Harder, 5 episodes in. I just wanted to share this with you guys. I just thought it would be kind of fun. Cheesy, emotional, I know. A little bit of a different vibe than we're used to over here. But, you know, we're bringing some of the emotional side to Drink Smarter, Not Harder. And, yeah, I'm really excited for this month. And I'm really excited that this gets to be one of the things that was in my year 21. I know most people aren't this reflective and crazy about their birthday, but it's a really special time of year for me, and I'm gonna soak up every minute of it that I can. So thank you guys so much for listening to the first ever solo show. Don't worry, the next solo show will be Dom, but that probably won't be for a little bit. We will talk to you guys when we're both back, and that's gonna be a great episode. Get ready, and yeah, as always, thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.